Armenia Tree Project is a non-profit environmental organization which was established in 1994 by Armenian-American activist Carolyn Mugar. Its mission is to assist the Armenian people in using trees to improve their standard of living and protect the global environment. But before we get to all the green action, let's take a small history class about Armenia. In the early 90s, Armenia was at war and facing an energy crisis. People were cutting down trees everywhere to be able to heat their homes and survive the long, harsh winters. Carolyn Mugar witnessed all of this and established Armenia Tree Project to address the environmental and economic disaster of Armenia's dwindling forests.
At the time, people were saying, how can you plant trees when we have so many emergency needs? Our answer is that, it's exactly at a moment where there seems like there's no hope, where you have to plant a tree, which is all about the future and about the belief in the future of this nation and the value.
So it began, and since then, ATP has planted over 6.7 million trees, created hundreds of jobs, and educated over 60,000 students about the environment all across Armenia. How did we accomplish all this? Well, we started with tree propagation. ATP has 4 state-of-the-art nurseries where it propagates trees for its planting initiatives. The nurseries employ local villagers and provide communities with over 50 varieties of fruit and decorative trees, which are either indigenous or have adapted to the land over time. The nurseries also serve as field research stations for students, professionals, and local farmers. ATP's 3 major program initiatives are community tree planting, forestry, and environmental education. Through this flagship initiative, ATP's greened more than 1,300 sites. We're talking historical monuments, churches, parks, schools, hospitals, you name it, ATP is there. Prominent sites include Khorvirab Monastery, Sardarapat, and the Wings of Tatev. ATP only plants if a site has water for irrigation, is secured with fencing, and has a community willing to care for the trees. The sites are monitored regularly to ensure the highest rates of survival and to provide technical assistance. Over 10,365,000 pounds of fruit have been harvested from ATP's trees, all benefiting local communities. Some of the trees are sourced from ATP's award-winning Backyard Nursery Micro-Enterprise Program. What are backyard nurseries, you ask? Here's the gist of it. ATP distributes tree seeds to families in villages and trains them to grow the trees in their backyards. Once grown, ATP purchases and replants the seedlings in forestry and community planting sites. The program provides much-needed income for residents in remote villages and more trees for Armenia. Through this program, ATP seeks to restore Armenia's lost forest cover. The Myrick Family Reforestation Nursery in Margahovit supplies hundreds of thousands of seedlings that are used for forestry plantings each year. Reforestation is combined with poverty reduction as ATP hires 150 rural dwellers annually to help with planting and maintenance. ATP has planted 1,028 hectares of new forests in Armenia. You probably realize by now that ATP is so much more than just a tree planting organization. Children are the future, and to be able to make a real impact, ATP is teaching kids from a young age about nature so that they may come to appreciate and take responsibility for it. ATP's 2 environmental education centers, named for Michael and Virginia Ohanian, are visited by close to 4,000 students and teachers each year. At these centers, they are learning about climate change, forest ecosystems, biodiversity, waste management, water preservation, and other important topics concerning the environment. Building Bridges, a program within environmental education, connects diaspora students with their environmental and cultural heritage. Diaspora school children meet their peers in Armenia, learn together, plant trees together, and make lifelong connections. As we approach ATP's 27th anniversary, we ask you to join us and become part of this success story. With your support, we can continue to create a secure and sustainable future for Armenia.